We're in Shippy's office, which doubles as a. How long has it been since it's been a dining room, Shippy?
It hasn't been that long, actually, because I used to work in an office.
That's right, you used to have an office in Gateshead.
It's just been after lockdown, basically. I've worked here.
Cool.
And prior to that, I had an office for 3 years. Prior to that, I had about 30 years of working without one.
so that's 40. That's 40 years in the music business, and that is pertinent because today you announced that fact with the Jumpin and Hot Club tour. So you're taking the Jumpin and Hot Club on the road, Shippy.
About time, I know.
Has it just been Geordieland since?
Well, yeah. I mean, spread the gospel of Geordieland. Other places. We come to enlighten the Southerners, especially. I don't mind going to Glasgow because I love Glasgow, but going down to London's not really.
We're going to get the dates just now. There's quite a lot happening here at the Jumpin' Hot Club Central.
Well, I mean,
at the moment.
The last weeks just went bananas, really, because I've had to do the finalise the country cantina last
Plug
week.
yourself as well.
Well, in this March as well, because I had. It took us a year to do that, you know. String.
And we were there for that, and I'm going to do
with a string quartet, and it was amazing.
We're going to do a special IMTV show, and I've got some video from
there. I'm going to record another 3 songs as well in April with them. So that was but the last week's just been mental.
It's mental.
Yeah.
I was here the week before, and that was mental enough. And then the week before, that was mental too.
Well, I managed to. Yeah, well.
So, but let's face it, Shippy, it's been mental for 40 years.
Well, it has been last week because we've got everything put together for the cantina and this Jumpin' Hot Club review that we're talking about, which is going to be in the next venues. I mean. You know, it's going to be like an awesome tour, and awesome artists in an awesome venues.
Yeah, tell us who you've got coming.
Well, I thought I'd mix and match the youngsters with us oldies. So I mean, the first guy I asked was Rob Heron. So,
is he youngster or oldie these days? Yeah. Okay, we've got some in the middle as well. Got Rob in the middle.
Yeah. So
I mean, not just. Very much a stalwart of the scene, though, Rob. I know he's from here.
Yeah,
but he does so much apart from being.
Well, I've known Rob did one of his first gigs with the Teapad Orchestra at the Jumpin' Hot Club, and so he's been a stalwart for the last 12 years or something. But I mean, he plays all over the world, actually,
and packs them out everywhere as well.
Yeah, it's a unique sort of blend of roots music, and it's well. It's old-fashioned music, I would say, but done in a modern way. Really,
there's a bit of swing, there's a bit of country swing in there, there's a bit of western swing. There's certainly some bluegrass coming in from
definitely. I think, the band are all highly class musicians. And the thing is, like, I mean, he writes these songs that are, like, older than him, you know.
They do. They sound as if they were standards.
I know.
And he's written them.
So we've got Rob playing, and we've got Phoebe and Philip, who are just relatively new and quite young.
I don't like their name though.
Aaron Moose. Yeah,
I'm kidding.
Oh right. Well, they named it after your mobile, didn't they?
There's probably roots in the Moose going back to Martin Stevenson.
Is there? Right.
Yeah, because
he was the last.
Martin's there as well.
Yeah.
Because Phoebe's Martin's daughter.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Aaron Moose is like sort of It's got its roots in your mobile.
And that came about because Martin and I had previous to even going down to Ireland together with you and Joe. We did a tour around the Highlands of Scotland in a beat up old Chevette, which had a set of antlers on the front of it.
Did it?
And we had medicine cards, right? We'll get back to the tour in a minute. We had medicine cards and we'd pull one for ourselves.
Right.
Just to see what the day was going to be like. Bloody hippies out on the road. And the Moose kept coming up. And on the medicine cards that we had, the Moose was the spirit of joy, and it just seemed so apt. So that's where I adopted that.
Right, okay, then, right, maybe we should change the review to the Moose review. Yeah?
No, that one's coming. I'm keeping that one for
all
myself.
Right, that's up your end, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. So there you are. So Errant Moose.
Errant Moose is Philippa on the fiddle.
Yeah.
And Phoebe on the guitar. And Philippa is from South Shields, and Phoebe's from North Shields. So it's a kind of South North Shields Tyneside bluegrass. So the new sound of Newcastle. Yeah. And the new bluegrass sound. So there's a little bit of a reputation around here. I don't know why, but just up the street from me, there was a band who all went to school around here. And when I was 16, they got together into a little bluegrass band called the Kentucky Cow Tippers.
They're still on the go.
Yeah, they're still on the go, and they all come from around here. And one of them who just lived down the back there, called Rupert Hughes. Yeah, his dad was was a singer in the band called Hurrah. I've met Rupert with not the Lowly Straw. What was the seldom seen, they often heard. Yeah, well, he's a class musician. Rupert.
He's amazing. He's a good singer as well.
Yeah, good. So he's on. We've got him on. I mean, he used to be in a band with Phoebe. I mean, they all go back together, and he knows Rob Heron very well. Yeah, they're all sort of tight knit, sort of local scenesters, really.
And talking about going back, you've got Martin Stevenson.
And Martin's a final tick, so Martin's agreed to do, which I was pleased because he was like the number one artist I wanted upon, because he's the one that goes as far back as everybody, and he's like he goes back as. Because he come down and play the Jumpin' Hot Club.
He would always play the Jumpin' Hot Club.
Yeah, he played.
He was packing out the city halls.
Oh yeah, and it was even before that. I mean, he come down. My dad's band was one of the first to play down at Jumpin' Hot Club, because there's a lot of history to the Bridge Hotel. Yeah, which my dad and his mates used to have a jazz club.
Is there a book about it? Maybe.
There's a book about it. Hang on, I'll get the book. I would get the book, but there's not many left, so it would be difficult.
You're going to have to do another edition, I think.
I saw one yesterday, and my mate who came round here.
That's right. That's his fault, wasn't it?
I've got less than 30 left now.
That's beautiful. I'm really pleased.
Anyway, so Martin used to come down the club from the very beginning. Yeah. So I thought we really need him to, sort of just encompass what we really started. Yeah. And it's a great thing to finish with. It's a kind of celebration as well.
It is. Yeah. And Martin goes all the way back, the two of you. Was he involved at the start, the very start?
No, he wasn't involved with the Jumpin' Hot Club, but he knew.
You probably predate the Jumpin' Hot Club. Probably predates even Martin's. He would have been a youngster at that time.
No. Martin was with the Denny's when the Jumpin' Hot Club started. I knew Martin before the Jumpin' Hot Club. Yeah. So, but he was friends. We're all friends.
Yeah. And he took you on a few excursions as well. You and round Eyes Ray back in the day.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was in the Denny's, in the original Denny's. Played the bass, and then we just did one thing. I went to play in a club band just to learn the double bass, really. Yeah. So we, Martin, when we first started, he didn't have a record contract or anything. He was just young, and we used to go busking. Yeah. So, and I used to play the T-chest bass, and then, he got his band together and they did all right, and they got signed to Kitchenware. Yeah. So
who were emerging as the big
So
label
when that was happening, I was creating my own path and to learn how to play properly. Yeah. Because I'd been to music college and I'd learned the history of music, and I'd learned the roots of music and how it worked, but I hadn't really learned how to play. Yeah. So that's what I did. And then we sort of come back together again, and the Jumpin' Hot Club started, basically. Because Martin had just sort of broke. It wasn't like he was big, but he just sort of broke. Yeah. And he
got it.
Yeah.
He understood what you were doing.
Yeah, so you get them out with his guitar and just come down and play a few little ragtime things or something.
You still see him busking in the street. And in the garden.
So that was a definite. So we've got it all together, and it's just been announced today. So
yes.
We've just had the
right. I can actually put up where to go and get all this information. So jumpinghotclub.com events, and it's put up the cantina. So let's talk about the cantina.
Cantina is probably one of the most brilliant things I do.
It's a festival, eh?
Yeah, it's a tiny little festival in the wilds of County Durham.
Nice.
And it's again, it's like the Jumpin' Hot Club review. It's a celebration.
It's going outdoors with the Jumpin' Hot Club, isn't it?
It's what we do, but outdoors. So we'll get different people really than the people who come down to the gigs. It's just, really, and the other thing what I love about the cantina at the moment is it's in Easington, County Durham, which was quite a depressed area with the miners and stuff. So it's great to give that area something back.
Yeah,
and that's where we are. I know it's tiny, and there's still a handful of people come from there, but it's getting better. You know, from Seaman and Peter Lee and Howden, and that is quite. You know, still it hasn't got a lot going for it, but it's a lovely place, you know, it's creating something there which is really good for me.
How long have you been doing it? We're going to talk about the bill because I think it's an extraordinary bill. Yeah, well, I think it's the best bill we've ever had. We've been doing it for, like, this is 11 years we've been doing it, but we've not, the first couple of years we did it down in Easington, we had a little bit of a problem with the farmer, and it's his road going down, so originally it was a bit bigger when I had field for more tents and stuff, and then we complained and we thought, well, you know, we'll just move it elsewhere. So we went up the Northumberland, which is lovely, in the Northumberland coast at Ackleton, right next to Armble. But we were there for 3 years, and we just thought, let's go back to Easington, because that's really where our heart was. Yeah. And we'll just use it as a celebration, really. You know, it's in July. Do you remember the dates?
It's the 12th and 13th, Friday the 12th.
Friday, 12th and 13th of July.
Yeah, and Saturday the 13th.
Have you announced the headliner yet?
Yeah, it's been announced this week. Yeah.
All right, okay. Run. Diana Jones is playing it.
Yeah, well, Diana Jones was quite a highly acclaimed Appalachian style artist. She's
West Virginia Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I think she's based in New York, but I mean, you know, her music's from the mountains, really. Yeah. And I don't know. I just asked the agent if I noticed she was coming for a few dates, and I didn't expect them to say that she'd come and play. To be honest, because I mean, she's been on BBC for playing with Steve Earle and people, and
Grammy nominated, all that sort of stuff.
She's been on the BBC later as well, on Jules Holland. I know it was a few years ago, but they come and play at Easington, it's like mind blowing.
You've worked with her before.
I've worked with her before.
She knows what's going on.
She does, and I think her heart will be there.
Yeah.
You know, a few years ago, I had a band called the Delines. They played.
Deline. I saw them at the Broken Spoke in Austin.
I was surprised they come and play, but once they got there, they didn't want to go home. I think they'd have stayed there forever.
I think that might happen to me. The news is going to be there, and I thank you for the invite.
So it should be good.
Axe Connolly as well. If you want the hottest act in Britain.
Well, I think Axe Connolly, his last album was incredible. I mean, I couldn't believe it wasn't from Austin, Texas.
The Americans are the same. And then when he sings his songs, and then when he talks, it's his. I wouldn't. Is the word Yoko too? No, it isn't. He's got a Yoko accent, isn't he?
Yeah. It's important for the country cantina. We do have local acts as well, and we'll have a mixture of male and female.
And you've got plenty of cool.
So we've got quite a diverse actual schedule. If you want to.
There's a Scottish element as well.
There's always a Scottish element.
Yeah, you always do that.
It's never. We've never not had a Scottish element in the cantina. You know, we're not right next to Scotland anyway.
No, you were Scottish once.
But B is like that. There's just some brilliant talent in Scotland. So it's not hard to come down. But the Rain of Animals are coming down. So that's really great.
Coming down, they're in Tasmania at the moment. Those guys get around. But.
Well, a They can get the metro from Newcastle.
That's right.
So we've got from Bristol the headlines actually. Lady Nade plays Nina Simone with a 6-piece band, including a girl called Holly Walker, I think she's called, or something like that. Anyway, she's quite acclaimed at the moment. So that's a one-off. It's I saw the clips of her doing the Nina Simone songs, and I've seen Nina Simone play. Yeah. I've seen her play in New Orleans.
You did?
And I think they did the songs really, really well. Nice. It's incredible. Her voice, Nade's voice was, bang on. Yeah. And I wouldn't normally book something like that. And I thought it's just perfect for the cantina. Yeah. It's just like
good way to finish up.
It embraces everything. Yeah. I mean, we've had Howlin' Rick and the Rocketeers on before, and they're just a party band. I mean, they do very, very well what they do. Yeah. So it's going to be a good contrast in the end.
So Friday and Saturday, all day Saturday, and
Saturday
evening Friday.
Tea time, really.
Tea time. So folks will get down, set the camp up.
Set the camp up from 4:00. Yeah. And they will probably start at 6, something like that. I don't know. Then we'll hopefully have a campfire afterwards. Hopefully, I mean it's just weather dependent. Axe is playing on a Friday actually. Yeah. And when
are in the Animals playing? Can you remember?
They're playing Saturday.
Excellent.
Yeah. So we've got kind of a tradition, which one of the things about bluegrass in this area is we've got a few more bands, and there was a band called Big Red and the Grinners, who are absolutely fantastic, brilliant band, great music. Well, we've had them on most times at the cantina, so we thought this year for a change, instead of putting them on, we'll put the trio from there on, called The Good, The Bad and the Chumsy. So that's basically Big Red and the Grinners, which is 3 of them. So they've been playing for us most years, so they're on this year.
The campfire is going to be extraordinary. Let's hope we get weather like this.
Yeah, they're on a Friday, and they really want to come and play by the campfire. So that should work this year.
Reign of Animals, I booked them as Good Guy Hank to do the same thing at our festival up in
it really needs to be
Belladrum. Yeah. They take over after the band's finish.
I think that's what Big Red and his little trio are going to do.
Yeah, they'll love that. Yeah. I'll love that. Looking forward to it immensely.
So the other things on the Saturday, we've got Hale and Morrison.
Oh yeah.
Who's who he used to play with L.I. West, Morrison and West.
Right.
So he got a name in the UK with that duo.
Yeah. And he stayed, eh?
He played in Seattle with a band called Western Centuries, which was a kind of country honky-tonk band. Yeah. And he played the drums and also occasionally sang. He's went back to his banjo and his guitar and his mandolin. He's mandolin player, and he's basically solo now. And he's a wonderful player. He's a great talent. Yeah. So mixing him and Diane Jones and Rain Animals together, I thought I'd just put them on sometime early evening and kind of make it a songwriter thing.
That's good.
In the barn, and then take it outside. So
you got a couple of stages working.
We've got an outside area we can use if it doesn't rain.
Yeah.
We've got the barn we can use if it rains.
And that's sun cover.
If it's like this, I mean. It's weather dependent. Yeah. I mean, we'll cover it either way.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
So tickets are on sale. They are from the Jumpin and Hot Club.com.
They're on the We Got Tickets site.
Yeah.
And same as the Jumpin' Hot Club review. All the tickets are probably on the week. Well, I know our hometown gig.
Yeah.
With the reviews, it costs us Civic Theatre.
Run through the cities again that the review's going to. I was looking at it myself just earlier.
Let's have a look here. Give us a second, Robbie.
Of course. So I'm with
we're going to
I'm with Graham Shipcoat, and Shipcoat we're at Jumpin' Hot Club Central here in Gateshead, talking about gigs that are coming up, particularly the review show, which is it just really captures the spirit of the whole thing. You're taking it out of Newcastle for the first time.
Yeah. And it needed to be. So it hasn't. These venues weren't picked because the size or anything. It's kind of like wanted like a cafe vibe to it.
And they're all listening room venues.
That's very
and it's all people that you've known and they've known you for years.
Definitely,
So
I've got my kids live in Sheffield, so
so that's going to fill it up, all of them.
And it's only a small venue called Cafe Number 9. So it only holds 40. I've got no worries about that one. And then we're going to the Green Note in London. I don't know, I've never been there.
It's cracking. Look, it was Barry Everett. It was
Barry,
the folks that worked for Barry in the Borderland.
Amazing.
And he encouraged them to open this venue.
Because Barry was a great bloke.
He used to love it.
Yeah.
I miss Barry.
I went down to see Barry a few times when he had that venue in London. Great bloke.
So he encouraged them, and what happened when the Borderline got taken over and got dropped again, I think. Those two girls went off and did what Barry wanted it to do.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Then we're going to the Bell Inn in Bath. Rob Herring plays.
You're going to the Bell? Why did I not see that? The Bell's wonderful.
Is it?
It's wonderful.
It's just one of Rob Herring's favourite places.
It has been for 40 years.
All right. Yeah. We're going there on the Monday, and then my friend Tim Porter, who's a good harmonica player, he comes from Hull, and
I'll get a crowd in at the Bell.
Right. Well, we're going to a place called Upper Brails in Warwick. It's got an Oxford postcode, but it's really more in Warwickshire. So we're playing the Village Hall there.
Fancy the Bell.
Well, there you go. Well, Bath, here we come.
I lived there for 10 years.
Wow.
In my 20s.
I've never been to Bath.
I'll show you around.
I've never been.
You've taught me into it.
When I used to do a bit of agency work for Brennan Lee and Will McCann and Otis Gibbs. And I used to book all this stuff and all these.
So you're going to go and see this stuff now.
They've been like the places I've never been to.
You know, we missed one artist off the bill.
What was that?
Shipcoat.
Yeah.
You're on.
Yeah. I'm on. I might even bring me double bass out of retirement for it.
Okay, so we're off into the wilds of where?
Yeah, we're up at Brails Village Hall.
Yeah.
And then
sweet.
We're going to another place that Rob recommended. It's a Temperance Cafe in Leamington Spa. It's quite small apparently, but it's an intimate venue.
It's really going to suit Martin. It might not suit you.
Well, it's good. I tell you what, it's not going to suit Martin because he's going to be doing the driving. It's the driving from London Spa to Glasgow. That's a canny hike. Well, thanks for that one, Rob. I mean, we could have got a nearer place than Leamington Spa to drive up to Glasgow, but Kevin Morris is putting on the Glad Cafe gig.
So you're doing that's the place to do it.
Yeah. And then I've been to Glad Cafe myself. It is a nice place. And then we come back down and playing a hometown gig of the Gosford Civic Theatre, which is fantastic. Great place.
Lovely.
And then Mr. Wishy Washy Richard in Durham there.
You're doing the laundrette as well.
Can have one, but that only holds 50 people. So we'll get a washing done at the end of the tour.
I want to call in and have a look at that venue. It sounds intriguing.
Yeah, well.
So we're heading to Durham next here. There'll be a pop-up medicine show a bit later on. We're going out in the town, so stay tuned for that. Shippy, I wish you all the very best.
Thank you, Robbie. I'll see you
as ever.
I'll see you on the road with them. You've got to come with a moose.
I've got to be with one of them. I've got to come to one of them.
Hey, Bath sounds good.
I fancy the Bath one.
That'd be brilliant.
And I'd leave the moose with somebody there quite easily and jump on a plane. We're going to Canada after that. So,
okay.
So that might be a thought.
Good plan. And
Just
you can take that.
The window of opportunity for Canada is pretty slim with it in the autumn because they don't do autumn; they just go straight from summer to winter.
And you got mid-September when you're in Bath, so you got to be careful, really.
beautiful.
I've been to Canada in September, and it's been all right.
That's all right. Can be, but then
yeah.
it closes in pretty quickly. I want to get across to the East Coast as well. Okay. Anyway, that's by the by. Good luck with it, and I'm delighted you're taking it on the road as well, because it's
needed to be done.
It needed to be done, and the cantina sounds fabulous as well. Anything else happening with the Jumpin'? Oh, you've got anything else happening? Dale Watson's coming at some point.
Yeah, Dale's coming in June. Yeah. Well, we've got up until before the cantina, we almost have about 20 gigs before that.
Jeepers.
Yeah, just keep an eye on the jumpinandhotclub.com website. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and thank you for your service to the independent-minded musicians of the world.
We need to just stick together.
Just keep it going, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. I mean, culturally for Newcastle, I mean, Newcastle's, it's a different city to what it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And
but you can go out any night of the week, and we did last week.
Yeah. You can. I mean, you'll see some music.
There'll be some extraordinary stuff.
You know what people say? It's a party city and that, but it's not really.
No.
It's changed.
Yeah.
It got that reputation 30 years ago. Well, now it's not. It's better than that.
Yeah.
People, it's definitely better than that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Without blowing smoke up your ass, and I'm not doing that, I think the Jumpin and Hot Club and what you've done over the years has contributed greatly to that, and I hope that you feel supported by your community and by the council as well in that regard. Anyway, I'll put that one in, because I know you've done Summertime Festival for many years, so you have really
until the lockdown, and we did it for 14 years. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Right?
That was a cracker. That was one of the highlights of the whole year.
Mighty Phil Lee. With Bill Kirchin.
Bill Kirchin and Phil Lee ended up on stage that day, along with Tim Carroll.
Tim Carroll. And what was that? What was his girlfriend? Elizabeth Cook.
I don't know if Elizabeth was there. Was she there?
Yeah,
she might have been. Yeah, they ended up on stage with Eric Brace, Peter Cooper, the late, sadly, Peter Cooper was there.
Yeah.
And Paul Griffith on drums.
Yeah.
It was like a Nashville supergroup all of a sudden with Austin's King of the Telecaster. It was amazing. So that stuff happens.
I don't know. Because Bill was amazed when he saw Mighty Phil Lee. He was like, because he was on after him, and I said, "Oh, Bill, your friend's coming." I brought him down to the stage with his guitar to put him, put it away for a few hours, because he wasn't playing till like 6, and Phil was on it about 3. It was like 3 hours time, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting up with him." It's a Mighty Phil Lee. I can't believe it. I'm like, wow, and it ended up like a hootenanny.
There's a classic. It's worth just Bill Kirchin, Phil Lee online, and there's a radio show they did together at some point down the trail, and it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And just Phil is what happened that day. Just
beautiful guys.
Okay, so Phil will be in the Moose in July, and we'll be out and about, and we'll see you. We'll see you at some point.
Yeah, see you.
We're playing in Newcastle, so there's a gig at the Blues and Bourbon in Newcastle
tonight. Yeah.
Or is there one tonight? No. When Phil comes through.
Oh, when Phil comes through, that's a day after the cantina, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. I don't know if you'll be fit for it then.
Oh, I'll come down.
Definitely. Cool. We'll see you then.
You can't miss him, like, come on.
Yeah. We'll see you then. Thanks very much.
Cheers, Rob.
That's Graham Shipcoat. Stay tuned, guys. There's more coming up this evening. We'll have another pop up. What's the name of the venue I was thinking of going to tonight?
Billy Bootleggers.
Billy Bootleggers. There's a jam on this evening, so we'll catch up with that and you a bit later on. Thanks, guys. Thanks for viewing.